Before we start today's episode, I want to apologize to you guys because my mic sounds really terrible. I don't know what went wrong and what happened, but I can fix it now. So you have to enjoy it the way it is. Alex is sounding perfectly fine, and I don't know what went wrong with my part. But yeah, just enjoy the episode and have a good time. And without further ado, let's begin. Hello and welcome to the Sockencast, a Yu-Gi-Oh podcast from and with Yugi Soccer. That's me. And today we don't talk about Yu-Gi-Oh. Yeah, you heard correctly. And today it's not in German. That's correct, because I have a special guest and we're talking about Digimon. But who is my special guest? Maybe you will introduce yourself.
Hey up, I'm Alex, I'm the 9th Digidestined, and it's a pleasure to be here.
It's a pleasure for me. Thank you, Alex, for being here and talk about Yu-Gi-Oh! No, about Digimon. About Digimon. We're talking about Digimon. Digimon. Yeah. Okay, but for those who don't know, because my audience normally listens to Yu-Gi-Oh! Stuff, who are you?
So I started a YouTube channel about 4 years ago now, solely based on my passion for Digimon as a franchise, mostly focusing on like the V-Pets or Tamagotchis as people know them, the Digivices and stuff like that, but just kind of anything that tickles my fancy in the Digimon universe. If I think I can get my teeth into a video with it, then I get stuck in. So yeah, 99% of my channel is purely Digimon, but there's the occasional thing that's not really that Digimon-esque, but yeah, the backbone is Digimon and the heart of the channel is Digimon. So yeah, that's me.
Cool. Well, Alex, it's because of you I collected more Digimon Tamagotchis and V-Pets I need. I also have something here. Maybe those who watch the video. Okay, I can find it. I don't know where I put it. But I'm racing right now this Gamamon dim in my Vital Watch.
Very nice.
It's not a Vital bracelet, it's a Vital Watch. It's a custom one that looks like a watch.
Nice. I've seen those. Is that the Veek one?
Yeah, the weak one. And
I also really nice designs.
I also purchased this Digimon, how they call it, Vital Pad.
Yes. Oh, I've seen those. They look amazing. Yeah, they look really cool.
I will get my hands on it and then let you know how it works and if it's cool or not.
I'm sure it will be.
So, but we're talking about not only about V-Pets, we also talk about Digimon. And my first question after who are you is what was your first experience with Digimon? That's interesting also because if I ask people about Yu-Gi-Oh, they always tell me the same, but in Digimon it's maybe a little bit different because before the anime there was the V-Pets. So what was your first touch, the V-Pets or the anime?
So my first touch was actually the anime, and it's a memory I have. It was like yesterday. So I was obviously massively into Pokemon, and then I can just remember seeing the trailer for Digimon coming to whichever channel it was. And there was just the trailer. The trailer was compiled of clips from the first episode, and I was absolutely hooked. I saw that badass little dinosaur breathing fire. I saw that the monsters could talk. There was like 8 human characters. No, 7. Sorry, 7 main characters and 7 partner Digimon and stuff. It looked amazing. It looks action packed, and I can remember telling all my friends at school about it, like, oh, it's like Pokemon, but they talk and there's like loads of battles and stuff. And yeah, I remember it just being hooked from the anime. I remember as well, it was quite funny because I don't remember the exact times, but it would start on TV about 10 minutes after I finished school. So if I wanted to catch it, I literally had to run from school. So I would run home from school every day to watch Digimon. So yeah, that's how excited about it I was. And then it wasn't until the birthday that came up that we went toy shopping to spend some of my birthday money. that I saw the V-Pets that had obviously already been out for a couple of years, but I'd never seen them.
Mm-hmm.
And I just saw it up there. It said Digimon, and it was this cool brick thing. And I saw all the original Bandai
Oh
artwork,
yeah.
like the scratchy looking Koromon and stuff. It
Mm-hmm.
just looks so sick. And yeah, swiped it off the shelf, and the rest is history.
Oh man, yeah, it was the same over here because I was a big Pokemon fan for that time, and then when I saw the trailer for the Digimon series, I was so hooked because those monsters looks a lot more adult wise, more teenage themed, because
Definitely, it did feel more grown up. It felt
yeah,
a lot
they
more
look
grown up.
badass. Look,
Yeah.
I mean, my favorite is Tentomon and Kabuterimon, and look at Kabuterimon.
Yes, what a design! What an absolute weapon!
Those jaws and those teeth and that horn, and it looks so badass. And if
What I
you look
loved about what I loved with Kabuterimon and his evolutions as well was he almost looks like a villain, but he's just not. But because all the teeth and the claws and
yeah,
stuff, he's just such a badass, like you say.
yeah, and Verigarurumon with his chains and stuff. Hey, it looks so awesome. And
Oh,
and,
hell
and
yeah!
I always yeah, well, now I can say it, but I always said it in the past. Digimon is cooler than Pokemon. You can say anything you want, but Digimon is much cooler because Digimon can talk. You understand what they say, and
Yeah,
they digivolve to a big piece of monster, and then devolve back to a little one, and that's what I like because always in Pokemon you have this big ass thing, and if you want to walk around with them, yeah, you have it in your Pokeball. But in Digimon, they are not in Pokeballs; they walk with you, and that's the best thing ever on Digimon. That's what I
yeah. I
like
mean,
the
I,
most.
I still love Pokemon to this day,
Yeah,
but I
it's
think I
cool,
think
but
when it comes to the Pokemon versus Digimon debate, I think it is undeniable that the Digimon anime far outshined the Pokemon anime, just
yeah,
in terms of like plot, storyline, and stuff like that. I feel like the themes that they dealt with in
mm,
Digimon back then as a kid felt so grown up and so like hardcore, like Angemon's sacrifice and things like
yeah,
that. It was absolutely amazing.
yeah. They dive really deep in those damn, what's the word? In those problems about yourself and sacrifice and lost and hope and stuff. In Pokemon, you just bear with Ash when he is losing a match, but in Digimon they always fight, but they always have some casualties and loses and but they don't give up, and friendship is the most important thing in Digimon. That's what I learned. Friendship is really important.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, but in Digimon there are so many monsters, and
Yes.
I watched your videos and I know your favorite Digimon. Well, one of your favorite Digimons. I mean Vegemon, and
Absolutely, he's a dude.
and your own invention of Metal Vegemon.
Yeah,
I think all those drawings you get, they look so badass.
really, it blows my mind that people spend so much time and share so much of their skill, to creating Metal Vegemon. Because, like, yeah, Metal Vegemon was my idea, but he feels
Mm,
like the baby of the channel because the amount of fan art and contributions to his whole being
mm,
is absolutely amazing. Yeah, I mean the original one that a friend drew me, Little Siri. I actually got tattooed on my leg because I liked it that much.
really?
So I have Metal Vegemon tattooed on my leg. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I would love to see a Metal Vegemon. I mean, a proper Metal Vegemon from, is it Bandai Toei
Yeah,
Animation?
that's it. Yeah, yeah. So an official one, and the thing is, it's
Yeah, an official
strangely
one.
quite. It is possible that it could happen because there have been Digimon that have been created as official Digimon
Hmm.
as results of like fan art competitions and stuff. So it's not impossible. It could happen one day.
Oh, I would love to see that. And but what's your favorite Digimon besides Vegemon and Metal Vegemon? Do you have there some favorites?
Yeah, so I mean, my all-time number one favorite will always be Metal Greymon.
Yeah.
It just starts from childhood. Just seeing that creation, it's just the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Mm,
Like, I love dinosaurs, love cyborg robots, I love stuff with wings. as a boy, explosions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Metal Greymon just ticks every box for me, and I just don't think I've ever seen a character design so amazing. I find it hard to pick exactly which one, but I feel like for the sake of picking one, I would say the Virus, the original Metal Greymon, the
Mm-hmm.
bluey guy. But I love all the Metal Greymon variations. They're just absolutely awesome.
Yeah, there's
So
so
Metal
many
Greymon would be my number one all time
Metal
Digimon.
Greymon. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And what is your favorite Digimon series, or your favorite what's it called,
Season,
season?
anime.
Yeah, season.
Yeah. Hands down would be Tamers or Season 3.
Oh yeah,
It
that's
just
so
took
good.
Digimon in such an incredible direction.
Yeah.
So the main character, Takato, is the most relatable human character I've seen in any show ever. At
Mm-hmm.
least relatable to me. And I remember watching the show as a kid. It felt like I was Takato. Like I was watching it, and I was like, everything he's doing and everything he's being is
Yeah.
exactly how I would be. Because he's not the perfect hero.
Yeah.
He's not let's run in guns blazing, not scared of anything. He had fears, he had doubts, he was questioning things, he was unsure, but he always knew what the right thing to do was, and I just felt such a connection to him. And then obviously with Guilmon, hence why he's the channel mascot, it was like, Takato would spend his days drawing Digimon and design his own Digimon, and then
Yeah.
one of them came to life. I mean, that was how I spent my childhood, and how I'm sure most Digimon tamers spent their childhood as well. So yeah, tamers was just so awesome.
Yeah. Also love the Tamers version, the Tamers series, the Tamers season. So Tamers season. I was so hooked in that time of Digimon. It was the biggest Digimon time, because season 1 brought it to us. Season 2 gets a little bit deeper, but with season 3 it was there, and you know what it is. But you also see Digimon is in Digimon Tamers. Digimon is a thing, but they are not really real. Like, yeah, they are real. So they like they also had, I think they had V-pads and Digimon cards. They also played this Digimon card tournament stuff.
Yeah,
And
so yeah.
yeah, it was a fanboy who loved Digimon and then became a tamer and get a Digimon, a real
Yeah,
Digimon. And
it
that's
was amazing that they just made Digimon real. So like it starts off, and yeah, like you say, a group of friends are all Digimon fans. They watch the show, they talk about the characters, they play the card games,
yeah.
and then just so happens that it's real, and that's just every kid's dream.
Yeah, it
So
was also my dream. And I remember I built a cardboard Digimon Tamers Digivice, and
amazing.
some own cards, and I run through my village and stand there. Oh, Gilmon, yeah, you have to fight Digimodify. So
Hell yeah.
I did everything. I did everything because I had so much fantasy, so many fantasy ideas in my head, and yeah, I brought them myself to life. And
And
yeah.
yeah, and it was amazing for me as well, because obviously I call myself the ninth Digidestined, because back in season 1, when they're looking for the 8th child, I can remember watching that, and I mean I was like 7 at the time, and
Mm-hmm.
very active imagination, and I was like, oh, they're gonna find the 8th child, and it's gonna be me. I'm gonna be the 8th Digidestined, and then they found Kari, and I was like, she's pretty cool. So I was quite happy with that it was Ty's little sister,
Yeah.
and then I spent the rest of it thinking, when they find the 9th one, I'll be the 9th Digidestined. And I remember I would wish for it, and like birthday cakes and things, and obviously knowing full well that it couldn't be real, but what if it was? And then Tamers comes along and is like,
Mm-hmm.
well, it could be real. And then I was just like, what? And then yeah, I've just kind of carried that. I'll be the 9th Digidestined since then. So
Yeah.
yeah, Tamers was magical.
Yeah, it was really, really magical. And then they fused with the Digimon.
Yes,
That was the
amazing
coolest
stuff.
thing ever. I was so stoned when I watched that. Oh my goodness, they Digimorphed together? Now he's the Digimon? What?
Yeah, that was
What?
amazing. And
And
again, was really mature, because like it like stripped off their clothes and stuff. And at that age, watching it, it was like, whoa, no way, I mean, now if you watch it as an adult, you're like, that's a bit weird,
yeah.
naked kids. But at that age, it was like that's like felt made it feel so mature. I felt like you was watching a grown up show.
Yeah, because that time when how's she called?
Rika.
No, not Rika, the other girl with Leomon.
Oh, Jerry.
Yeah, when she loses Leomon, you can
Oh,
see
man.
her devastating and her depression and the journey, what brings the bad thing into the world, because she had so much suffer and so much pain in her heart that brought up so much negative energy in the world, and you as a kid, maybe you don't really understand that at that point, but I understand that, and I suffered with her. I remember when I saw Bilzimon, I think it was Bilzimon,
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
is killing Leomon, and I thought Bilzimon is a cool Digimon, but after that he was the bad guy for me, and
Yeah.
I was sitting there because I love Leomon. And I was sitting down. No, I was actually crying. Oh my God, Leomon, no! What is happening? It was so good. It was really a good season. Yeah. Alrighty, enough Digimon season serious stuff. But did you watch other series after Tamers? Did you watch Frontier and those after that? Because
So in the UK, after season 3, it just all stopped. I don't know what happened. They must have just pulled the plug on it because, to my knowledge, season 4 was never aired over here. Season 5 was never aired.
no
Um,
way.
so yeah, that was kind of the end of my Digimon journey, for the anime and stuff back
Mm-hmm.
then. But since revisiting it, I have, watched all the other seasons as well.
Yeah.
I've got the box set for Frontier, and I've watched most Digimon animes now.
Okay. Yeah, I stopped with after Frontier. I stopped because I was a teenager, and there are cooler things than watching Digimon. So,
Yeah.
and it's a kids show. So yeah, you're cool. You're grown up now. You don't watch kids shows, stuff like that.
Yeah.
You watch the better animes with more blood and death and fights, stuff like that. And that's where I came apart from Digimon. But season 4, I watched the Frontier one, and I also thought that's a good season with the Tamers became Digimon. It was a little bit mind blowing and a little bit cheesy, but in the end it's a really good season and a really good
Yeah.
show.
Yeah, I liked it, but I don't feel the same connection with Frontier as I
Yeah.
have done with other Digimon seasons. I think
Yeah, sure.
they tried to reinvent the wheel a bit, and I respect that. But
Mm.
also, just the missing kind of partner Digimon bit was a bit of a hit in the nuts for me because that's like my favorite part, the bond between human and Digimon. I just love that. So it's a
Yeah.
bit sad to not see that. But then I liked the concepts they brought in, and yeah, they had cool storylines and stuff. But it's the one that I feel the least connection to, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. The first 3 are the best. The 4th is also good, but the other ones I didn't watch the other ones.
Season 5, Data Squad, or Savers in Japanese, is
Yeah.
really good as well. Really
Really?
good. It's not quite as good as Tamers, but yeah, I really enjoyed it. And I didn't think I would because I remember seeing the promotional art with the new style Agumon with the weird nose,
That's
and I was just
that
like,
season. Okay.
yeah. And I was like, why have they ruined Agumon's face? What's wrong with his nose?
Yeah.
But after watching like, a couple of episodes, you just see past that, and I was like, nah, I really, really enjoyed Data Squad.
Yeah, when I saw the first picture of Geogreymon, I don't know,
Yeah.
it's called Geogreymon in English, but in Germany they call it Geogreymon. So
Yeah,
I think
that's the
it's
same in English, yeah.
yeah, and it looks so badass with those muscles and those
Spikes.
spikes, and I thought, okay, that's a grown-up version of Greymon, yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, give me more of that. Yeah, cool. Alrighty, but now let's get to the YouTube part because you are, for me, the biggest Digimon YouTuber, and I'm a really big fan of your work, and you are an inspiration for me to do my videos because I normally do Yu-Gi-Oh stuff, but because of you, I start collecting also Digimon cards. So I have a ton of them over here, a ton of 5-4 displays laying around, 5-6 decks laying around. I also ordered a ton of stuff of promo packs from Japan. right now, and I'm waiting them to get over here, and I will open them also on my channel because Digimon card game is so good. But besides that, what brought you up to the idea of doing a YouTube channel about Digimon?
Okay, well, first of all, I'm absolutely flattered that you see me and my channel in that light, and yeah, I really appreciate those kind words. There are definitely bigger channels than mine, but I do have an absolutely amazing following. So yeah, thank you for that. So what brought me to YouTube was when I started to rediscover Digimon at an earlier part in my life, and there was just no one around me that was really into it. Digimon was just completely dead at this point. This was like 5 or 6 years ago. It was just didn't exist. The only thing you could find at that time in the UK was Digimon Fusion, I think, on just like on Netflix or something. And that was like a complete reinvention of it. And yeah, it just didn't exist anywhere, but I was just really curious at getting back into it. So like I played the Digimon World 1 game on PlayStation,
Oh
and
yeah. Oh
then
my god, we have to talk about those games.
hell yeah. And then through like YouTube recommendations and stuff, I saw a YouTube channel which I will big up and plug now, Chilling with Kakujo. He's an absolute legend, but he does like a Tamagotchi channel, but he's a big Digimon fan, and I saw one of his videos with the Digimon V pets in, and I just like it just something just completely reignited. And the second I saw it, it reminded me of mine back in the day, back in my childhood, and I was just hooked. And I was like, I need one of these things, but at that point, it was just impossible to find them. And if you could find them, there was no way in hell I could afford them because it just didn't exist anywhere.
Yeah, they're so expensive.
Yeah, so fast forward probably a year of just like watching Chilling with Kakujo and watching rewatching the animes and stuff. I was eventually able to get one. Very long story short, and in the process of bidding on, let me rewind a bit.
Yeah.
So there was one up for auction of one of the V pets, an original version one. And there was one up for auction on eBay that at this point had no bidders. Now, at this point, an original version one on eBay was selling for 60 quid and beyond. Don't know why, don't know how, but that's what they were selling at that point.
Yeah.
And I could never afford that sort of money. But I had a little bit of birthday money left over, and my wife had insisted that I actually had to spend some of it on myself because, it'd mostly just go on bills and all that kind of stuff. And then, I saw this one on eBay that had no watchers, no bids or anything. And I was like, So I had like 20 quid, I think it was. So before work, I saw it and it was ending sort of like midday on my shift.
Yeah.
So I just put my max bid on, the max bid of 20 quid, my last, my birthday money and that. Knowing full well there was no chance I was actually going to win it. And then I spent like all morning at work thinking, I wonder if I got it. But nah, there's no chance I got it. But if I did get it, that'd be really cool. And then I was thinking about how badly I wanted it. And at that point, I'd been thinking for ages about doing like my own YouTube channel and stuff like that. And I made this deal with myself in my head. I said, if I win that V pet, then I will make a YouTube video and upload it to YouTube. And then I get out from work and I've won it for like 11 quid. So I filmed the first video, I uploaded it. Yeah, it was a bargain, mate. Filmed the first video, uploaded it. Obviously, no one watched it, but I watched it, and I was like, you know what? I kind of enjoyed that, editing videos and stuff. And so I made another one, and it snowballed from there. So that's kind of why it started. Just because, there was no one to really play it with, and it was kind of like an imaginary friend, if you like, the channel to start with.
Yeah, that's also
just somewhere to express my passion for Digimon, really.
Yeah, I feel it in every video. And I love to watch your videos.
Thank you.
That's also what brought me up to do YouTube videos, because I watch all those opening videos and Yu-Gi-Oh card deck profile videos and stuff like that. And I thought, I can do that too in German. Well, why not? Why shouldn't I do it? And I do this stuff. I started with ASMR Yu-Gi-Oh, because I thought, well, it's a niche in the niche, because Yu-Gi-Oh videos on YouTube is a niche, and ASMR Yu-Gi-Oh is a niche in the niche. So I thought, why not? Just try it. And the first attempts were okay, but it's so difficult to do an ASMR video with this clear sound, because you will hear everything. Anything what your neighbors do, you hear it on the video. And that's where there was a day where I said, okay, well, my wife I told her, well, I'm gonna do a video right now, please be silent for maybe an hour. After 5 minutes, she got in the kitchen and cleans the kitchen, and you can hear everything. And that's where I made the decision, okay, fuck it, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do I gotta do it the normal way, like everyone. And I get the feeling after a couple videos, yeah, that's the thing I should do, and that makes me more fun. And that's why I do my stuff. I always wanted to listen to a Yu-Gi-Oh podcast in German. There was one, and I listened to it, but suddenly there was nothing anymore left. And then I started. I got this idea. Well, if he can do it, why should I don't do it? So that's where I started. And my first idea of my podcast series should be about YouTubers. So it should be about Yu-Gi-Oh YouTubers that doing their videos, and to ask them the same questions what I asked you, how they become what was the idea to do a YouTube channel about Yu-Gi-Oh, and what was their first touch with Yu-Gi-Oh, and also all that stuff. But there was no one was answering my questions or my offering to invite to my invitations from the German ones. The first time, well, for a long time. And then I asked the Cyber Knight, because I'm always watching his videos too, and I was a big fan of him. And he answered me and said, hey, yeah, why not? So just the same like you. He just said, yeah, why not? Let's do it. And I was, oh my goodness, this has to be my first podcast, and I have to talk in English? What? So
jumping in the deep end.
Yeah, well, I don't have problems with understanding it, but to express myself and talk, that's a whole different a whole other level. To find the words and stuff. If you talk, yeah, I can understand anything you say. Everything I understand. But if I have to talk right now so freely and don't read from paper or stuff like that, it's really difficult if it's not your foreign your is it foreign? No, your home.
Your native language.
Your native language. So that was a bit difficult, but I keep on doing and make it in German. And then I got the big opportunity to invite the greatest and the biggest German YouTuber to my podcast, and that's where things get a little bit better. And more people are coming to my channel, because I'm not a big Yu-Gi-Oh YouTube channel. I have only 100 what is it 117 subscribers, and my videos have 40-30 views, but I still keep on doing because it's fun and I like it. And that's why you also do your YouTube channel. You have fun, and you love what you're doing, and that's the most important point. So if you want to start a YouTube channel, podcast, or anything, just do it. If you want to, and if you have fun, just do it.
Exactly. And yeah, a lot of what you've just said resonates with my story as well, because like you said, there were things you wanted to hear or see that you just weren't hearing and seeing, and you thought, well, I'll do it then. And with that, you create your own brand, if you like. I mean, with mine, for example, all of my early videos and most of my recent videos, I try and do sort of like outdoors in nature and stuff, because I just love being outside and taking my Digimon outside and that. And at the point that I started my channel, no one was doing that, because I mean, I didn't know of any other channels other than Chilling with Kakujo. But I was just thinking, like, the Digivices that you clip to your belt that count your steps. I was thinking it would be so sick to see someone walking with this thing out in the woods or wherever,
Yeah.
playing out these battles and stuff, and I was like, I would love to be able to do that. And so I eventually was able to do that, and just the taking the Digimon out into the natural light, and just beautiful scenery. The video makes itself, because you go out there, you're away from stuff, you've got no distractions, you can just let your imagination and your creativity go free a bit. And yeah, like you said, it's just important to do it your own way and have fun doing it, because the first period of your time on whatever platform you choose, no one's going to be watching and listening to start with. It was months before I got to 10 subscribers, months. And I remember you just said like you had 100 and something subs, and you said it only, but I remember when I got to 100 subscribers, I thought all my Christmases had come at once. I never thought I would hit 100. The moment I got to 10, I remember shaking my wife like, we're at 10 subscribers. How's that happened? There's 9 other people out there that have been like, yeah, I'll press subscribe. And even if all of those were bots at that time, that felt like a lottery win to me, and it still does. I'm never driven by subscribers and views and stuff like that, but it's very encouraging. So it's important just enjoy doing what you're doing, so that if no one's paying attention, or it feels like no one's paying attention, you're still having fun. But then when people do come, it feels so rewarding, because they've come on your terms. You've not had to go out there and just follow the crowd and do what everyone else is doing and just make a flashy thumbnail. You've done it through your own way, and it's just a feeling I can't describe.
Yeah, that's also what I feel, and because I do this podcast, and I think the most of my subscribers came from my podcast. And I remember I found that option that I can do Q&As under my podcast, and I just put it in, hey, just let me know your thoughts about the podcast, and if you have questions or things you want to see, just let me know. And after that, there are 2 or 3 people who say, hey, I love what you're doing, and how can I send you some stuff? I would like to send you something that you can open on your channel. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
Well, I have someone who really likes my stuff and want to send me something that I can show, and they want to support me, and yeah, it was so incredible. I ran to my wife and said, oh my goodness, there's someone who wants to send me some stuff. What should I do?
Yeah.
But that's an incredible feeling if you have something like that. And I remember the first video of you was you running around in the woods.
Good.
And
Good.
what catches me, or what brought me, what brings me to stay at your channel and watch your videos was your, I would say, catchphrases. If you say, whoa, he's fighting like Ogremon, buzzing, and Ace, and I was like, damn, this dude is feeling it really good. He's feeling it, and he has fun, and that's what makes fun to watch. When you sit there and say, yeah, Metagram, you can do it, buzzing. It catches me so, and it makes so much fun. I also I also see myself when I watch your videos and just sit there and laughing, and my wife is watching from another corner and look at me and say, why are you laughing? And then I always say, this dude is so good. I love him. And that's that's what me brought to you, and what the first videos was about the VPets. But I also found out you have Digimon songs.
Yes.
And the Metagramon rap is so awesome. I love it. I let it run for maybe an hour. When I first discovered it, I let it run down an hour after song after song. I repeat it all the time because it was so awesome. I mean, there are some Digimon songs and also German, but this was someone who loves Digimon, and you can feel it.
Yeah, and that was kind of born from the same thing that we was just talking about, where I was like, I wanted to hear some Digimon fan music, like not just a cover of Butterfly or whatever, but like some actual just original created fan music. And again, I just couldn't find any, and I just love making music anyway. I played in a few bands and play guitar and stuff like that. So music comes I mean, my style of music, should I say, comes relatively easy to me.
Okay.
I just like punk. So
me too.
as I say, if it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's punk. So you can't get it wrong. But yeah, so and I was just sat there one day and I was like, I bet I could write a rap about Metal Greymon easy. And it literally came in minutes. And then yeah, I messaged my older brother, he does rap music. So I messaged him and I was like, how would I get a backing track? And he linked me to a friend of his who just kind of was like, yeah, I'll definitely do it. And he got it back to me for like hardly any money at all. And I was like, oh, cool. But I never really planned on actually recording it because it was a step into a scary new direction. I'd not actually tried Digimon music on the channel and stuff, and it was quite recording studios are expensive, so it was like a bit of an investment because I knew even if it did come out like absolutely gleaming, I was never going to make a penny back for it, you know.
Yeah.
So it was a bit of an awkward one, but my brother then asked like, "Oh, how'd you get on with that backing track?" And I was like, "Yeah, fine. I'll probably record it in a month or two or whatever." And he was like, "No, I'm in the studio at the weekend. You can use some of my time." So he insisted that I went to the studio with him and used a couple of hours of his studio time, and yeah, the Metal Grey rap was born.
Yeah, man. Hey, I love you. I love all your songs. You have a couple more, and I also, for those who don't know, let me show you. I got his cassette over here.
What a legend!
Legend. It wasn't so easy to get enhanced with it because there was no shipping options for Germany. And
yeah, there was a few issues with that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I wrote those dudes and asked them, "Oh, there's a Digimon card in it. I forgot about that."
Yep.
Yeah.
Only a few people got those.
Ah, buzzing. Yeah, and I talked to I wrote them and asked them, "Hey, are you guys also shipping to Germany? Because I would love to get one of those cassettes." And they said, "Hey, yeah, you're not the only one. There are a few others. So yeah, give us some days and we can figure it out." And then I got it. I got it. And I love your songs.
Thank you.
All of your songs. And are you planning on doing more songs?
Yes. Strange. It's strange you should ask that because just today I've been working on a demo for kind of a silly idea that I've had. So yeah, I am actually planning on more songs. I mean, I dream of the day that I could do like a full album, but I just don't think that'll happen. I think the way it will continue will be the odd song here and there as creativity takes me and as I can afford to do it. So, but yeah, there will definitely be more songs trickling out throughout the next few years, 100%.
Oh yeah, I would love to hear that and to listen to it. I'm also a musician, and all of my music, what I use in my videos and so, they are all from my own imagination. What I recorded all myself, and
awesome.
And after your Metal Greymon rap, I thought I should do that too. I wanna do a Digimon song, but I never came to. I didn't find the time to do that, and the inspiration for that because I have so much to do besides my Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. And there's only maybe one in a month where I find the time to do some music. And
I know that struggle.
That's so difficult, and because I don't have the studio equipment to proper record it, so that's always a little bit crappy, and not that good quality of sound. But I plan on doing that in the future, and maybe I will do a Digimon song.
I hope so.
Awesome.
I'll be looking for it, mate. I'll be looking for it. I'm waiting.
Yeah, and one of your video series I love is Cards, Cans, and Questions.
Hell yeah.
That's an awesome video series of yours. But tell us about the day of your decision to do that, because cards, cans, and questions. I mean, dude, that was also for me a mind-blowing thing. Well, this dude is opening cards, asking, answering questions, and is drinking beer while he's doing that.
It's just again a mixture of like my favorite things. So no, it started a few years back now, where I did like my first kind of Q&A video. It was before it's cards, cans, and questions, and I thought, while I answer these questions, I'll have a few beers because drunk man's words are sober man's thoughts or something like that. So it was an attempt to try and be a bit more natural on camera, because obviously I do edit my videos a lot, and as much as I don't script stuff, you've always got ideas of kind of what you want to say, and I wanted my Q&A video to be a lot more natural.
Yeah.
So that's how it started. I think the first one I was drinking beers whilst answering the questions, and then I got to a point when I got some cards. I can't remember which cards they were now, because it was before the new card game anyway. So finding Digimon cards was quite hard to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, it got to the point when I had some cards and I was like, could do this, mix it in with it, and then it just kind of, I was like, cards, cans, questions. Like that works. Yeah, and it's just a mixture of my favorite things: drinking beer, talking about Digimon, and opening cards. So yeah.
That's a cool idea.
Yeah, it's just good fun. The one of my favorite things to film, but they're the worst to edit. It is awful to edit those things. They take days, and the amount you have to cut out where you've just trailed off for about an hour about something completely irrelevant, and it's like this has still got to be, to a degree, it's got to be entertaining for people to watch. So yeah, it takes a lot of editing and stuff, but it's good fun, and people seem to like it. So.
Yeah, I love when you edit your nanimon in it with your mouth. I don't know how to do that, and every time I see this, it's Vegemon stupid. It's so cool. I have to I also dude, words are so difficult. It's always blown my mind when the Nanimon is coming up. I'm always waiting for the moment when Nanimon is coming in your videos.
Yeah, he's a handy tool to have because, again, like, I don't script my videos, so sometimes I'll just say the wrong Digimon's name or get something wrong. And when you're editing it, you're like, oh man, and it's like, I don't want to leave that in because it looks like sort of false information. If I've said, oh, you can raise Metal Greymon on here, and it's not, it's Metal Garurumon or something. I don't. So it's like I've got to take it out. But if I overdub it or something, so I thought, no, let's just make a thing of it instead. So just plonk Nanimon right in the middle and correct it that way. Make a feature of the mistake rather than try and hide it.
Yeah, that's so cool. Yeah, I don't cut my videos. I just let them how they are to be more personal. So I don't do that. And I'm really lazy. Let's put it on point. I'm lazy, and I don't have that much time. And I also want to continuous bring content out and do maybe one video a week, one podcast a week or 2 weeks, and that's difficult with work, with wife, and all that stuff, and gaming. And that's the problem for me to do really good editing, and I don't have a clue of editing. I try my best, but stuff like this Nanimon, I don't know how to. I don't know how I should put it in my videos and to do that.
So, yeah, I mean, I've just kind of learned through trial and error. Just as I've gone along, I've just kind of figured it out. So I mean, with that, you can just kind of crop a section of a clip out. So I'll record a full face thing, obviously, of whatever I've got to say. But then there's a tool on the program that I use where you can basically just crop out my mouth and then stick it onto that image.
That's so good.
So,
it reminds me of the annoying orange.
Yeah, it's that. Yeah. Oh, that's the golden age of the internet. That.
Oh, the annoying orange. Yeah, and llamas with heads and stuff. And Charlie the Unicorn, that's great days of YouTube. So we talked a little bit about it, but we have to talk about the Digimon games.
Cool.
And the best one, I'm not sure if it's the best one, because they are both so deep in my brain and in my memories that I can't separate them and can't say this is better than this. But Digimon World 1 and Digimon World, in Germany they call it 2003.
It's the same in England as well.
Yeah, it's the Europe one. And they are both my favorite PlayStation 1 games. And I know that I spent months playing Digimon World 1. Even if I don't get through the game, because in Germany there was an error in the game, you can't complete it. At any point,
really?
At any point, the game is freezing, and that's it. You can't continue it. Now there's a patch where you can do it with a ROM file and fix it, and you can actually end the game. But at that time it was impossible because you got to a certain point where the game then starts freezing and that's it. You can't continue.
Oh, that sucks. I've not
Yeah.
heard of that. That sucks.
And that's also where I played. It was a big tamer time where Digimon World 2003 came out, and I was playing that so often. And I remember when I saw Pokemon. To that time, it was maybe Pokemon Emerald or Ruby or Sapphire, and I was playing Digimon and tell my friends, dude, Pokemon is not as good as Digimon. Look at this graphics and look at this game. The Digimons are running behind you. They're running with you. Why doesn't Pokemon can get Pokemons walk with you besides the yellow version where Pikachu where only Pikachu is running with you? But that's the thing I loved about the Digimon games. The Digimon is running with you, and you are a big team. And yeah, well, what those are my experience of those games. But what is your experience with those games? Did you also play Digimon World 2003 or only Digimon World 1?
So back in the day, Digimon World 1 was definitely up there, and is my all-time favorite Digimon game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's, objectively speaking, I wouldn't say it's the best, but it's definitely my favorite by a mile. Then World 2 was never released in Europe. It was only in America and like Japan, I think. But I did find it on chipped once. Obviously, back in those days, you could chip your PlayStations and stuff to get fake games.
Yeah,
So
we did that too.
we had, there was this market where we'd get like 2 chipped games for £5, and I used to get £5 pocket money, so it was ideal. And I went there once, there was Digimon World 2, so I got that. And I remember playing that, and it was really cool because you never knew if that was actually going to work with these chipped games. It was all really sketchy. And then when we got home, I put it in, and it worked, but it was all in black and white for some reason.
Oh, what?
No idea why. I never completed it either. I think the dungeon crawler thing with like the amount of steps you can use was probably just a little bit too much for my child brain. So I never completed it, but I did enjoy it. And then Digimon World 2003 or Digimon World 3. Again, just like you, absolutely loved it, and I had good memories of that game because actually, when I got that was when I first got a TV in my bedroom. And at this point, we'd got a PlayStation 2 now, which was in the living room. So I was able to sneak the PlayStation 1 upstairs into my room. So my parents would put me to bed, then I would wait until I heard their bedroom light go off, and then I would sneak up and put the game in, and I'd be sat up for hours on that game. Because if you remember, one of the awful things about that game is that you could only save in very certain areas, but the whole map can spawn enemy Digimon. So it can take you almost an hour to just try and save your game. And then when you've been on it for so long, you can't just be like, oh, I'll turn it off now, because it's like, I need to save my progress. So I would be up for hours and hours and hours playing that game whilst like my whole family was asleep. So yeah, good memories of that game. Go on. So and then into modern day on the PlayStation 4, Next Order is like a weird kind of continuation from World 1, and that's the only PlayStation 4 game I've ever got the Platinum Trophy for. I 100%ed that game. That's how much I loved it. And I would say that is the best Digimon game. Say my favorite will always be World 1, but Next Order did the same as World 1, but kind of refined everything. There was a few elements that it lost, but overall, I think, objectively speaking, Next Order is the best, in my opinion.
Yeah, I should try that game. I have it laying around since a year or two, but I never touched it because I have more than 100 Nintendo Switch games on my Switch, and I have a ton of, well, I collecting my games and I buy them, but I never play them because I'm a really big, well, now not really, but I was a really big World of Warcraft player. So the only game I was playing was World of Warcraft, but I also wanted to have those other games that are popular, that are cool, that I like, and that's how I collect all those games. But I only play on every console I have. I play maybe 5% of all my games. I just collect them. I don't know why, but I do it. But I want to start Digimon Next Order. I have to start it, and well, Digimon Survive is coming up. Finally.
Yes.
And I want to get my hands on it, and I want to play it. I have
I'm
to
very
play.
excited for
Yeah.
Survive. I just I mean, I love those kind of like the games where your decisions influence the story. So
Mm,
I'm a sucker for that. So the fact that they're bringing that into Digimon is, yeah, very, very exciting for me. And then just the overall mood of it, like the trailer, again, feels really mature, kind of dark. And,
mm,
they say there's potential of like your Digimon dying and things like that. So yeah, I'm quite looking forward to it. I'm trying not to get too excited because of all the delays, and I feel like it's been
yeah.
passed around a bit. So I'm trying not to set my expectations too high,
Yeah.
but I do know that whatever it is, I do know that I'm just gonna love it anyway.
Yeah. I don't know anything about that game. I only know it's a new Digimon game, so I have to have it. But I don't.
Yeah.
I didn't watch any trailer stuff, so I don't know what to expect. So, well,
Okay, cool.
the only picture I saw was it's like a tactical thing, like a Fire Emblem. It looks like that
Yeah.
with
Yeah, it
those
looks like the
squares on the
combat's
bottom.
that style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
I love those games, and yeah, I don't know what to expect, but I think it will be a good game. I mean, it
I hope
looks
so.
incredible.
Yeah, it really does. The art style they've absolutely smashed. It
Yeah,
looks awesome.
I mean, Digimon always smashes everything with their art style.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
All right, let's move on to the next big topic, because the Digimon TCG is here since I think 1.5 year now. Is it out? In
Just short of, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and I want to talk with you about the big Digimon TCG hype,
Awesome.
because it was to the time where every card game was hyped. Like it was it was the big Corona time. Now
Yeah.
it's maybe a little bit gone for some countries and stuff. They say yeah, it's a normal disease, but um it came to the time where Corona starts, that all the TCGs are getting so hyped, and the cards went up went so high up in price, and all that collecting stuff gets so pricey that also little kids, you can't go to a store and buy cards. They're all gone.
Mm,
It was sad for those kids who really
yeah.
want to play with them. That's I mean I want to talk German because I get so excited. No, that's the problem. What I see with the money making of the TCG stuff. I mean, yeah, there are few people who only do it for money, but it became the upper hand, and those who want to play can't get their hands on cards, and those who want to collect have to pay a big amount of money to just get their hands on cards. And I think it was a terrible time to start with TCG. For Well, that's my perspective. What was your experience with that?
So for me, I've never played a TCG. So playing the English release of the Digimon card
Mm-hmm.
game was my first ever proper
Okay.
playing of a TCG. So I wasn't really so involved with like just TCGs in general. So I didn't really see it from that perspective.
Okay.
So I'd been collecting the Japanese release of this game, fully expecting that it would never come out in English. So I'd
Mm-hmm.
collected like the first three sets, I think it was, in Japanese.
Mm-hmm.
I just loved collecting them and stuff because I've been a very, very casual collector of other TCGs as well, like
Mm-hmm.
Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh back when I was a kid, but never played them. So when Digimon cards were coming out, I was like, hell yeah, I'm buying those.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they announced the English release, I was like, no way, because I'd already spent, for me, relatively speaking, a ton of money on the Japanese version. I was like, I
Yeah.
can't buy these just to collect them because I've already got them all.
Yeah.
So I was like, if I'm buying them, I'm buying it to play, not to collect, and
Yeah.
that's how it started. And then a good friend of mine on a server, a DigiDestin UK server we've got on Discord,
Mm-hmm.
Ivan, he taught me all the rules. And yeah, so I started playing it with my wife and then with like Ivan and a few others on that server, and got hooked. Like playing it was absolutely amazing. So I found myself just buying more and more, and eventually just started collecting in English as well. And
Mm-hmm.
then it got to the point where the English releases had surpassed what I had collected in Japanese. So I kind of just left my Japanese collection and was like, right, I'll collect the English and just play it. And
Yeah.
yeah, it opened up so many doors for me because after things started to open up again, because like you said, that was released during like lockdowns in most countries.
Yeah.
But when things started to open up again, I stumbled across a game store pretty close to me that had a good scene for it. So I had people in real life that I could play Digimon with, and this
Mm,
was and still is mind blowing for me because, like I said, my channel was like an imaginary friend because nobody knew Digimon existed. So I was
yeah.
just geeking out with other fellow online tamers. So actually being face to face with another actual human that likes Digimon
Hmm.
was mental. So getting to play that opened up so many doors for me. And I think it's absolutely pumped people back into Digimon. I think the best thing about the card game is it's brought so many people back because whereas when I started the channel, it just didn't exist. Now you can go into gaming shops and there are Digimon cards on the shelves.
Yeah.
So people are seeing it and thinking, "Oh man, I used to love Digimon," and that's bringing them back in. So yeah, for me, the Digimon card game hype has been awesome because it's just brought in so many old tamers back to the digital world, and it's been
Mm.
amazing to see.
Yeah. My first impression was yeah, well, they are doing a reboot of the Digimon card game. Well, maybe it will be also a dead card game,
Mm.
and don't get hyped about it. And then I watched your videos and I saw those awesome artworks. I mean, those Digimon cards, they have so much quality that the
Mm.
quality is higher than I can say it. It's higher than the Yu-Gi-Oh cards. The quality and the Pokemon cards. I think that's my opinion. The quality of the cards are so good because you don't have that much whitening on the borders and the corners and centering problems. You don't have those issues. They always look perfect. Those Digimon cards, and I love those artworks. They're so impressive what they're doing with their artworks in Digimon.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
and I love the fact that they have common cards that are full arts on the card. So
Yep.
normally in Pokemon you only have those ex- expensive and those rare cards that are full art, but in Digimon there's some common cards that are full art and they look so amazing.
Yes, it was amazing. Because like I say, when I was collecting it in Japanese, I wasn't really rarity chasing because I just wanted to complete the sets, and
Hmm.
every single artwork on every single card was just blowing my mind because I
Yeah.
obviously wasn't collecting to play. So it was just like looking at the pictures, and I could spend ages just looking at one single common, and then whereas in like other card games that I've seen, again, I'm no connoisseur of card games, but like there's just so many cards you just flick past because they almost don't exist because there's just
Hmm.
no point, and you're just looking for that one kind of super rare or whatever. Whereas in Digimon, it just felt like, maybe because I'm just such a big Digimon fan, but it felt like every single card is special, and I just love that.
Yeah. Yeah, I love the fact that they're hiding some Easter eggs in their cards, like
Yes.
reference to Digimon World One game and the series and stuff. That's so cool. Always, I know when I saw a Kunimon card, I also seen it. It's from the Digimon game. It's a reference to the Digimon game.
Yep.
And then
Yes.
when that EX1 set came out, I was like, what they doing the old artworks in the new game, and also some Digimon. There are tamer cards with or option cards with the tamer from the Digimon World One game. What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the point where I start to collect Digimon cards as well.
Awesome.
Yeah, now I have a ton of it, but I don't start to opening them because yeah, it should be on my YouTube channel. So
Mm.
I have to find the time, and I don't have that much knowledge about the cards, so about the cards and the game, but I'm trying to learn it right now. And
Yeah, but I also think you don't need to know everything either. Like, the enjoyment for me of watching people opening stuff is just like their reaction and what it means to them.
mm,
I'm not going there when I click on a channel, at least. I'm not expecting them to be the master of whatever topic it is. I just like to see other people that are passionate about stuff. So I
yeah,
don't feel like, yeah, you should hold back over that.
yeah,
I think you'll smash it, mate.
yeah,
I
I,
know
I
you
have
will.
to try it now because now this is, well, I ordered some stuff from Japan using Senin TCG Senin Zen Market,
Yeah.
and it helps you to buy something from Yahoo auctions. That's the eBay of Japan, and
Yeah.
you get Digimon cards so cheap there. You can get a ton of cards so cheap, and I bought a Japanese collection of it, of the Digimon TCG for like $3, no, £3,
No
about
way. That's
£3,
mental.
a whole collection. It was a small collection from BT1, BT2, BT3, BT4, BT5, BT6, and
No
those
way.
the first 3 starter decks. So, well, there are not those rare cards in it, but they also they looked so cool. And I started last week with the video of that and showing them to the people, and now I did do the podcast, and I have to do a German one of this one, so that's a ton of do for me. But after that, I will continue to open up Digimon cards and talk about Digimon, and I also want to do, like you do, on your, is it a BitBoy?
Oh yeah.
A playthrough of Digimon World 2003. I don't know anything about Digimon World 3 because I can't remember. Well, I remember a few things, but I don't remember everything. I played it so many times and so long, but I can't remember anything, but really anything. So it should be a new experience for me, and I will take my audience or my viewers to that. I want to take them to my journey with me and play that game. Yeah, that's so my Digimon content I want to do, and
It's awesome.
I'd like to do, and maybe some VPet stuff, because I also collecting the white bracelet and all the dim cards and stuff. So maybe there will come there will be some videos about that too. But you started with the TCG cards opening stuff on your channel, and does it help you to grow your channel with the starting to show the Digimon TCG cards and opening them?
Actually, my Digimon card, the Digimon card game, so the modern card game,
Hmm.
some of my lower performing videos now
Really?
because now there are like a lot bigger channels that are devoted to just the Digimon card game and stuff
Mm.
that have come from other TCGs and stuff. So I feel like their videos get pushed over mine. But
Mm-hmm.
I'll always make them, even if there's 10 views, I'm still going to make them
Yeah.
because I like doing them. But performance wise, yeah, they don't usually perform so well. The cards, cans, and questions ones do, but when like a new set comes out and I'm just blitzing through a box, yeah, those ones don't get as many clicks, if you
Okay.
like.
Okay.
But I've been opening cards on my channel since the beginning because, like, collecting the old cards and stuff, like the animated
Mm-hmm.
series ones, the Digi Battle ones. I even got my hands on some of the Battle Spirits cards, and they were
Oh.
amazing. The artwork on every single card in those Battle Spirits, they're all shiny, they're all hollows, they all look
Whoa.
absolutely flawless, mate. Really cool. I can't find them anywhere now, but back then I was able to, yeah, able to get my hands on a few packs of those. So I've
Oh,
been
cool.
doing card opening videos for quite a bit,
Mm.
and I'll always do them because yeah, love that rush of just opening a pack, not knowing what you're gonna get, and yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah. Well, I look forward to see more of your videos. I love them. So, um, getting a little bit into the TCG. What is your favorite card and why? Do you have a
Favorite
favorite card?
card? Yep, absolutely. My all-time number one favorite Digimon card game card. In fact, my favorite card of any universe from any franchise ever is the secret rare Metal Greymon from BT1. I believe it's
Mm-hmm.
BT1 114.
Okay.
The standard art. I love them both. The alt art's pretty cool, but the regular art of that secret rare Metal Greymon is just the coolest thing I've ever seen. It's just
Okay.
so amazing because it's like a modern drawing of his original art. So he's in like the same pose as he is in his original concept art, but then drawn with like all the modern skills and like Photoshop or whatever. But then
Mm-hmm.
he's obviously also in Infinity Mountain from Digimon World 1. So that card just ticks every box for me. That's my absolute all-time number one favorite card. It just looks beautiful and it's a decent card to play as well.
Okay. Cool. And well, you did a deck profile of your Vegemon Green deck,
Yeah.
and do you have more decks? besides
Yes,
the Vegemon deck?
yes, I do. I did the Vegemon deck. I did the profile video for the Vegemon deck just because that's like my most unique kind of self-made thing. That's the deck I've been playing from the start and just upgrading it with each release.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like my favorite deck to play, and it's like most special to me. But yeah, I have like a Greymon deck where it's just packed full of all different Greymons. If it says Greymon in its name, it's in the deck.
Yeah.
And as you can imagine, with like red stuff, it's all just smashing security, just high damage,
Yeah.
and that's kind of it. Like really nice, straightforward play. That's really good fun to play. I have a custom black deck. It's mostly like full of blockers. I don't know. It's lacking a bit of direction at the minute. It's still a work in
Okay.
progress, but it's still fun to play. But I feel like I've gone in too many different directions with it, and it needs kind of refining a bit. I have a Diaboromon deck.
Oh.
So Diaboromon is a really cool Digimon, but in the early starts of the game, all the Diaboromons were super rares. But then when I think it was BT5 came out, we got a Diaboromon that was just a rare.
Mm-hmm.
So it became quite obtainable. So I was able to start a Diaboromon deck with that, and just like the concept of making the tokens got me really, really excited. So I've made my own custom tokens.
Oh.
And yeah, so from then I've kind of, through trades and stuff, managed to build a decent Diaboromon deck.
Cool.
And yeah, it's just so unique the way it works with spawning the tokens and that. I just really liked it. It feels like it's just so like the effects and stuff. They're directly linked to Diaboromon's character, the way he just
Mm-hmm.
multiplies himself, and if you give him enough time, he'll just flood the field. And I just think that's awesome.
Okay. Cool. Sounds awesome.
Uh, yeah, and I
Eh,
think that's it for my like sort of custom decks. Oh, one other thing we have that a friend of mine at my local game store suggested. I
Mm-hmm.
think it's something that he's brought over from Magic, but it was something called a pauper deck. So a deck
Okay.
built of just commons and uncommons. So I have one of those too, which is just really good fun. So we do these
Oh.
pauper deck fights. So you get to use, the cards that don't usually get to see light of day.
Yeah.
And that's just a really cool way of like leveling the playing field a bit. So yeah.
Cool. Okay. And what is your favorite deck? Normally, you have everybody has a deck. What is his favorite? So, do you have a favorite deck?
Yes, my favorite deck's the veggie deck,
Yeah.
hands
Okay.
down. I
Yeah.
just love it because obviously it's the one I started with, but I also like it because it just has so many possibilities. Like it's built to kind of react to whatever your opponent's playing. So there's
Mm-hmm.
like memory blockers in there, stuff to suspend things, stuff to return to hand, all that kind of stuff. So I feel like it's quite flexible. It can do quite a bit. Obviously, it doesn't always work, but I just
Mm-hmm.
really enjoy playing it. Everything's pretty cheap to do. So even with just 3 memory, I feel like I've got a lot of options open to me with Digivolving and
Okay.
Digisorption and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's just really fun and really interactive, and I just love it.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. I think that's it. I think I got all my questions. Oh no, I found some. Um, are there any special videos you're planning to do or special projects in the future? What we can expect from you?
I would love to have a good answer to this question. At the minute, things are a bit hectic in my personal life.
Mm,
Like I was saying before we started this, my wife's recently gone back to work from maternity leave, and
mm,
obviously we've just because we had a baby last year. No, this year. No, last year. Yeah, it's 2022 now, isn't it? Yeah,
yeah.
we had a baby recently. So we had 2 kids now. So finding the time to make videos and stuff is getting fewer and further between.
Mm,
So it's getting yeah, I'm a bit occupied at the minute with just trying to keep things moving. But
okay.
I'm thinking of stuff, and I've got ideas for like collaborations and things, for new songs. But in terms of like something big and explosive that I'm planning,
Hmm.
there's not really anything to report there at the moment, I'm
Okay.
afraid.
Okay. Well. Okay. Well. I think that's it. I ask all my questions.
Cool.
And do you have any questions? No, right? Oh yes. Oh no. Oh, do you have any questions?
Hmm.
Now is the time
Now is the
to
time.
ask me.
Okay, so what would you say to one of your Yu-Gi-Oh listeners about Digimon? How would you introduce it to them? So let's say one of your listeners listening right now has never heard of Digimon. How would you introduce it to them?
Okay. Wow. Okay, that's a good kind of question. Um, Maybe I would ask them, do you know Pokemon?
That's how it always starts, isn't it?
Do you know Pokemon? No? Okay. Do you do you like monsters? Yes. Do you like badass monsters? Yes. Well, then you have to take a look at the Digimon because they are modern badass monsters that are fighting. If you like fighting, go to Digimon. If you like collecting, go to Digimon. Well, yeah, Pokemon is a little bit bigger with collecting, but I think there are more Digimon than Pokemons and more versions. So, yeah, maybe like that. I
Yeah,
don't know.
good call. Yeah, good call. I
Yeah,
think by this point in the podcast, they've probably got a good impression of what Digimon is.
yeah, Digimon is badass.
Hell
Hands
yeah.
down, it's badass. Yeah, cool. Hey, thanks a lot, man, for being here with me. Maybe we can do it again in the future, and maybe I will be a little bit more into the card game, and we can always or focus on the card game and talk about our decks and our strategies and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Um,
that sounds absolutely awesome.
or only an episode about the Wii pets. What do you have? What do you not have? What do you like to have? How difficult it is in the normal life of a working human being to raise a Digimon properly and the right way and stuff like that. Because for me, it's a little bit difficult. Well, I have the version 20 anniversary version. That's not that difficult. No, it's the X one, the new X one Tamagotchi where you can freeze it. Is it? That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah.
yeah. That's the better one because with the 20th anniversary one, you can only put them for a couple hours to sleep or stuff like that. So
Yeah.
if you're working, that's not really good.
Yeah, it's tricky. There are ways around it, but yeah, we'll
Yeah,
save that for next time.
yeah, we will talk about it. So, well, Alex, thank you for being here. It's been a really big pleasure for me because well, I'm a big fan. So, thank you for being here in my podcast.
And thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure. It's my first time on a podcast, so I do apologize if I've like mumbled on a bit or like strung things out too much or whatever. I usually, like I say, edit the hell out of my videos and stuff to try and keep things on point. So I do apologize, but yeah, hopefully next time I'll be a little bit more confident.
Well, you don't have to. It was perfect, for my
Thank you.
opinion. Well, you didn't do anything wrong. So it's well, it's personal if you mumble a little bit and so we all humans. So we have to figure out what to do and stuff. So yeah. Well, how can my listeners get in touch with you, or where do they find your channel and all that stuff?
So just search DigitalDream09 on YouTube or Instagram. Those are my two main platforms. And you can also find me on Discord. But yeah, if you wanna get in touch with me, find me on Instagram. If you want to check out some of my stuff, then find me on YouTube. But yeah.
Well, I have to follow you on Instagram right now. Yeah, thank you. And well, that's it, folks. That's it. Well, it's been a big pleasure for me to have Alex here, and thank you for listening and supporting my channel and Alex's channel. And well, we will hear, see, or get in touch in the next podcast video, or well, whatever. So thank you for everything and have a nice day. Bye.
See ya.